Well, hello, everyone. First up, this week's key election issue is free speech, and we bring an election podcast highlight. Second, Paul got out to a coffee with candidates in his home riding. Naomi and Mike are in Alberta for a series of presentations and meetings. It's Wednesday, April 16th, and this is Quick Updates. So the federal election enters its fourth week, and with it, our fourth election podcast. It's a bit of an unfortunate reality when responding to media questions, and the goal is to kind of just get out of the room as quickly as possible, that there is no real depth behind the response to an issue like this.
And who is it? And who is it playing to, Colin? Right? His quote. I have the quote here. There will be no laws or other restrictions imposed on a woman's right to decide what to do with her body as she wishes. There is a plurality of Canadians that would support, for example, legislation against sex-selective abortion. But you have to wonder, when it's that extreme of a stance, that there will be no laws. You have to wonder. You look at that extreme position and you look at the polling, to what end are they sticking to this extreme position?
You can check out our election resources at arpacanada.ca/election2025. Now here's Daniel with a focus on another of our 5 key issues this election season.
Hi everyone. Early in 2024, the federal government introduced the Online Harms Act. That legislation was intended to combat hate crime and hate speech, including adding a hate speech offense to the Canadian Human Rights Act. Such hate speech provisions often lean towards subjective definitions of harm. Now, that law failed to pass prior to the ongoing election campaign, but it's certainly possible that similar legislation could be introduced again after the election. The Green Party and the NDP have both urged strengthening laws against hate speech. The Liberals have tried to pass hate speech legislation twice. So ask your candidates what they think of adding a hate speech provision to the Canadian Human Rights Act, or ask them what they would do to protect freedom of speech. You can find sample questions and more on this issue at arpacanada.ca/election2025.
Thanks so much, Daniel. Over to you, Paul.
Hi, I'm here in my home riding in Peterborough at a Coffee with Candidates event for the upcoming federal election. This kind of event is a great opportunity to come and speak to candidates directly about the issues that really matter. So my family and I had an opportunity to ask the candidates what they would do to protect preborn human lives in our country if they were elected, or what they would do to roll back the rapid expansion of euthanasia, or what would they do to protect children from being mutilated through gender reassignment surgery. So we want to encourage you in the closing days of this coming election to get out to an event and ask these questions to their candidates.
Thanks so much, Paul. Here's Naomi with some of the students from Edmonton.
All right, hey everyone. I am here at the Parkland Emmanuel Christian School in Edmonton, where Mike and I just did a presentation on what it means to be made in the image of God. And I'm here with the PICS ARPA Club. They've been super active. They're looking forward to doing some activities with the March for Life in Edmonton, which is super exciting. So Caden, I'll ask you, what are some takeaways that you had from the presentation that we just had?
I think the biggest one is definitely our value is not determined by our outward appearance or attributes. It is always found by our internal attributes, and the value is always found by God in his eyes, and how we are made in his image.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
We need to love other people and show them that we do love them, and change people, not change minds.
Yeah, so great takeaways, guys. So I just encourage you, there's school clubs all across Canada. Stay active. There's a few more months left in the leaderboards competition, and there's so many different things. Get involved in the election. Get involved in the upcoming March for Life.
Thanks so much, Naomi. That's it for Quick Updates. Thanks to you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.